Hello, welcome back to the House of Valentina. I'm Valentina, and today I have such a fun video for you guys. I cannot wait to share it with you because we were just in New York. If you missed our Amazon live event, I'm gonna leave a link for you down below. We were in New York filming a live event from the Amazon headquarters. It was super cool to get to do that. And while we were up there, we were able to sneak off and go over to the Restoration Hardware, or RH as they have now rebranded to. And getting to see the RH in New York was on my list of to-dos. And oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I cannot wait to take you on a full tour. I literally filmed everything except for the baby and child. I filmed every other floor, and then we got to have dinner on the rooftop. So I get to share all of that with you guys today, and I think that you're going to absolutely love it. I wanted to share with you as we go through because the music was so loud. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share with you my tips and tricks, the things that really jumped out at me, because I think that's what a lot of times we do when we go through a gallery or store. We just kind of go in like pretty mode is what I call it. It's just like, okay, pretty. But instead, I think slowing down and really identifying tips and tricks, styling hacks that we can steal, are ways that we can bring these ideas into our homes without having to go and buy everything at Restoration Hardware. Now, I will say there's some things that you may want to pick up. I'll do my best to give them a shout out as we go as to what we're looking at, but otherwise, I think what I hope more than anything is that we'll get some great styling hacks, some great ideas out of this, and then, you know, if you want to shop, go ahead and shop. I'm going to leave a link for all that down below for you. But otherwise, I hope you will hit subscribe, give the video a huge thumbs up if you are a fan of RH like I am. I just always find their galleries so inspiring, and just to get to see so many different rooms and ideas, it just energizes me, and I hope it'll do the same for you. So let's jump into today's video. I am so excited to get to take you guys through the RH in New York. Isn't this entry so inspiring? It definitely got me super excited about seeing the entire showroom. So we're gonna work our way around, and one of the first things that I noticed was the beautiful color palette on this main level. I really thought that these sort of copperish gold and brown kind of colors was just stunning, and I loved the way that they worked it in through parts of the books. They've got it in the wood, they've got it in that sort of gold, kind of copperish, like copper tone through the lights. Even in the rug, you see this color, and they've really just kind of worked that color throughout the entire space. Rather than just using the wood tone to bring the color in, using the lighting and other accessories in a less direct way is a perfect way to be able to create a space that feels super cohesive. But overall, the color palette with the white, that sort of copperish color, the wood tone, and a little bit of this sort of beige color mixed in makes for a really soft and sophisticated palette. You'll see in each of the rooms, it's the same color palette for the next couple rooms at least, and how they've been able to use it in lots of different ways. So here you've got the lighter table mixed with those gorgeous dining chairs. They've used velvet and really luscious materials to create a really sophisticated and elegant feel. I love this rounded sofa, how smooth and classic it is, and yet they've juxtaposed that with some really classic pieces like the bust and things that are really rustic. So you can really mix your materials and your textiles to create something that's really interesting once you've landed on what you want your color palette to be. Again, look at this room. They've used the headboard here to bring in that rich, deep copper kind of color. Then they brought in other shades of it through the pillows, through the linens. RH is one of the best places to get tips for creating a really beautiful bed. I love the way they layer up the linens, and every time I go, I'm always looking at how they've tucked it and the different layers that they've added, and even just the blankets and everything are so beautiful. Next, we've got burled wood. This is such a beautiful material that's really been on trend, but it really is so timeless and classic. And I think that it really mixes in well, again, with this really sophisticated color palette. So you can have a lot of fun and really explore once you've decided that you want to try something new like this. Then I think lighting is one of the key things that I always notice whenever we go into an RH gallery. They just always seem to really understand that lighting creates ambiance. So you're going to see it on the walls. You're gonna see it overhead. They also have uplights that are kind of hidden where you really can't see them, but they're lighting the trees, they're lighting the bust, and even the mirrors. You're gonna see wall sconces, art sconces, low lamps, beautiful chandeliers that are always oversized. I wanted to take just a moment and thank our video sponsor for today, which is AG1. This is a ritual that I've started to include because you guys know we love to decorate our house, we love to make everything beautiful, but seeing beauty all around you starts with how you feel as well. And that's why we love to share about this product, because it's changed our lives so much. It's been about, I think, 18 months to about 2 years since I added this as a daily ritual. It's something that I do every single morning, and it really helps me to really feel empowered. It gives me a lot of energy, helps with gut health. This one little pack, okay, so you can have the big pack like this where it's refillable and use the scoop, but I also love the little packets that you can also buy because these are so convenient. You can use them at home or throw them in your bag when you're gonna be traveling, and all you need is the little water bottle. A lot of times I just use their water bottle because it's so convenient, because it's got the measurements on the side. It's got you can add it to 8 or 12 ounces of water, and then just quickly pop it open and then add the little scoop in. This is such an easy thing, and I found myself feeling super lethargic, and I thought, this is something I want to give a try. It has 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients inside of it. It's packed with goodness, and literally all you do is just add your packet, give it a really good shake, and drink it. And this is gonna help you you're gonna feel amazing, and you really are taking ownership of your health. And I think that this is one of those things that really just ends up being an easy thing to add on into your life, and I just absolutely love it. So cheers. I love it because it tastes like candy, and that helps me also be motivated to actually drink my water, and that is something I really struggle with. So this is absolutely incredible. I really found that this just really helped me get my day started off on the right foot, and it's just made such a big difference that I'm just delighted to be able to get you guys started on it. If you haven't already, check out my link down below. So if you click my link down below, you're gonna get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D drops and 5 travel packs with your first purchase of AG1. Thank you again to AG1 for being our video sponsor. Make sure you guys check out this link down below in the show notes. I know you guys are gonna absolutely love it. All right, we are back off again, checking out this RH gallery. Let's chat for a second about sculpture, because really the furniture itself, the lamps, the lighting, there's so much throughout the gallery space that's really based on sculpture, and I think that's one of the key components to creating an elevated look. Caught you. Are you pulling the music?
I am. I am.
They always have good music in here too, don't they?
I know, I always love it.
I know, so good. And you look so nice sitting here.
Oh, thank you.
Like eyeing up all the art and books. One of the things that I absolutely love to look at as I go through the RH gallery is the books, because they always have amazing book recommendations. Now, I will say that a lot of those books are ginormous, and I think having the neutral color palette of them with usually a very graphic title on them, those are very compelling elements that really help a space feel very pulled together. Next up, we decided to take a little bit of an elevator ride and start working our way back down, actually. So we went up to the outdoor floor, which is actually really, really beautiful. We did think it was a little bit telling in the fact that they actually have the outdoor collection indoors. Here in Atlanta, it's outside, but in New York, it's indoors. And I thought that was kind of funny. But the thing that I really loved about this floor was how dark the walls were. I was in heaven. If you love this color, check out Hematite by Bear, because that's the color that I have in my office, and it has a very similar color to this color, and it is just breathtaking. I absolutely love living in it. One of my other favorite things that Restoration Hardware does so well is their use of moss. Now here they've got it to where it does actually look like a dried moss. They also used a lot of succulents throughout in these beautiful vessels. That is one of my favorite things that I think is really nice to take away from them, because it's something that you can use in your own home and bring a bit of green in without having to water something. You can add it to small vessels. You can also add it to your trees if you want to be able to plant around them and cover the dirt. There's a lot of different ways that you can use moss, and I will leave a link for you for the moss that I like to purchase off of Amazon, because I don't think RH sells theirs anymore. I also love their use of wood and this dark charcoal color and how they used lighting throughout this section and water. I thought that this was absolutely gorgeous, and you could totally do this, of course, in an indoor screened in kind of porch, or if you have a sunroom, or you could also take these ideas outdoors. Another element that I really love, which we don't get to see in action here, is actually that little fire pit. RH has some amazing fire pits, and I really love how you can use those with the water to create an ambiance in your space. They've also got the faux candles in those beautiful hurricanes. They've got sconces up on the wall. Some of those ideas can be a little bit harder to transfer outdoors, but I do think it's something that we could definitely consider for our outdoor spaces. I also think that Restoration Hardware's use of repetition with the artwork is really beautiful. I always say, oh, is it too much? I don't know, but I just love it. Having the mirrors that literally mirror each other and the artwork that does the same just really gives the eye somewhere to rest. I think that this is a styling hack that we could all steal, whether we want to use it outdoors or if we want to use it inside as well. I love the way they've got that really nice matting on it and how thick that was and how it really just drew your eye in. Now we're back to some more moss. And you can see how they've replicated this look several times in different ways. So after a while, I was like, okay, it is actually starting to look kind of the same. And then I started to notice the outdoor landscape. And I was like, wow, we are actually really in a cool location, getting to see New York like that. That was pretty fun. Another styling hack that I think is interesting is that on one side, there's no outdoor rug. And on the other side, there is an outdoor rug. So I think that's another little styling hack that you can choose just based off of what you really like. But now let's go ahead and change floors, because we've got another floor to check out and it is loaded. And this is the modern floor. The very first one was the contemporary and this is the modern. And I thought it was interesting that these two floors in this showroom, in this location, actually didn't feel that different to me. I really liked it. I was eyeing up the texture and the pattern and the hardware in these pieces. I was really wanting to get up close and really just feel the elements that they were using, because those are the details that I really try to notice, is those small little things that make a room really come alive. So I love this rug. It's one of my favorites that I talk about all the time. And I loved the fact that they had this really blonde wood used with a really high gloss. I think that that really gives you a super sophisticated look. And this floor was just so chic and yet really calming as well. It was just a little bit different from the contemporary floor. There wasn't as much of that high contrast. I will say that the one thing that I did notice is that the wall color, I don't think you feel it as much in the video itself. Here you can see these linens. They're absolutely stunning. This color palette on this floor was amazing. And you do actually see that grayish color pulled into the linens. And so I get why they use the color on the walls. But for me, the combination of those grayish, almost grayish colored walls with the blonde wood was not my favorite. I just want to be honest with you. That was not my favorite part. I personally would paint the walls just a little bit lighter or just with a little bit more of the beige rather than the gray. But this is a fun way to be able to see colors in someone else's space and to decide whether you like something or not. And so I think that's why just getting to tour something like this can really help you decide what you really like and what jumps out to you. So for me personally, I loved all of these pieces in the darker color because I love high contrast. That's not going to come as a surprise to any of you who have seen my house. But when it comes to your turn and when you are seeing a space, deciding on, do I like boucle? Do I like the high texture on the linens? Do I like smooth linens? Do I like the high gloss? Do I like more of a matte finish? Do I like white marble for my countertops? Do I like beige towels over the white? Like, that's why I think this is such a useful tool for us. I really love the boucle material, and I'm really glad that they had so much of it throughout. And I love the way that they've mixed that material with something that's really glossy. They've mixed in velvets. You can see Restoration Hardware. I mean, honestly, let's look at this view. It's just gorgeous. All that window light just streaming in was just stunning. And I may have actually started to rearrange the books and put them back. I know, I can't help myself. But these are some great books and titles that you can also maybe grab off of Amazon, because of course they don't sell those through RH. So here you can see they used a lot of shiny nickel, and I thought that was really, really interesting as well. You enjoying it?
I am.
Did you find a favorite spot? You aren't drinking my coffee though, are you?
No, but I'm enjoying it. I already drank mine. Mine's long gone.
I think that we should just suggest this for everybody. Go by Starbucks Reserve, get a coffee, and come to RH and walk around.
Sit and just enjoy it.
Yeah, gosh, look at this. It's gorgeous. You can hear the water on the terrace. Beautiful. Magnificent, actually. So before I panic, any of you who have a lot of gold and gold tones, right, in your home, I just wanted to settle that right now, because RH is using both. And I really think that they use a lot of that gold with the copper tones and with the brown, those kind of rich brown colors that kind of reflect that color. And then you got the other side, which was more nickel, and it was a lot more of the blonde wood. And you can see how either one is gorgeous. And that's why I like going through here and really just kind of looking at all the little details, because then you can choose which one you really like. And you don't have to pick one or the other because one is in style over the other. It gets to be what you really like and what really jumps out at you. I tried to avoid the cords. Did you see how I jumped just a little bit? I was like, ooh, they've got cords hanging out. I usually hide those myself, but here they've got a little bit of this mocha color mixed in, and I just really enjoyed getting to see all the different floors. I really enjoyed getting to see all the different elements. And finally, we ended our evening on the terrace, and it was the most beautiful day in New York, and it was just a slice of perfection. We sat right up there on the top and had a view. You can see where I was showing you how this was my view from my seat. And it was just so much fun. So I really recommend that you go check it out and have an amazing meal on the rooftop before you leave. Well, guys, wasn't that just so much fun? Oh my goodness, I absolutely loved getting to go to RH. That whole area around there was also a lot of fun. So afterwards, well, beforehand, we got our coffee at the Starbucks Reserve. That's what it's called. Yes, Starbucks Reserve. So I highly recommend grabbing a coffee at Starbucks Reserve, going to see the gallery, having dinner there. They also have the separate guest house dining you could also do. In fact, that's where we started out with our reservation. And afterwards I was like, ooh, that would have been really fun too, but you can only have one dinner, right? Well, the dining room, walked past it and it was gorgeous. So I would definitely check that out as well. And then just have fun walking around. There's a Sephora nearby, Theory, some great shops. It's just an amazing area to check out. But I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I hope you will hit subscribe and give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it as much as we did. Also, don't forget to check out the AG1 discount code. I'll have that linked up down below in the show notes. You guys will absolutely love that as well. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Until then, cheers. Bye.